I want you to hear this. There's not a person in this room who doesn't have leadership gifts and isn't already exercising those leadership gifts. Every one of you has influence in your life. You have areas that you're leading in your home and in your neighborhood, in your friendships, in your workplace. And that's our heartbeat here. Would we be those who raise up, who lift you up, who offer a way for you to exercise, to lean in to the leadership giftings that you have? And that little phrase is so telling, right? He says in verse 2, not under compulsion, but willingly, as God would have you. Like God's desire isn't that when we're doing things wrong, if we're manipulating you, oh, we're so desperate, anybody please come. No. There ought to be a heartbeat in each of us that says, I want to steward the giftings, the leadership capacity God has given me. So I want to lean in, and we ought to be those who are opening doors, who are stewarding, who are shepherding you from among you. God has purposes for us. This is why we even do little things here at New Life. Next Steps starts today. Every month or so, we rotate through Next Steps. What is Next Steps? Next Steps is a way for you to lean into community and to discover your gifting and to lean in willingly, not under compulsion, willingly to what God has for you. Where is God going to have you steward your leadership giftings in the context of the community that it has for us? So there's this invitation for us. Shepherd the flock that is among you, Peter says. Care for the sheep as one of the sheep. Now this comes right out of the heart of Peter's story. Who is Peter? Who is Peter? Peter is by nature a domineering leader. But he's a domineering leader who failed and then was restored into shepherding alongside. It was Peter who said, I will never leave you, Jesus. There's nothing that could happen that's going to break our bond. And yet, at the trial, he broke. And he denied Christ 3 times, and then he went off to numb himself with what he was familiar with, fishing. And Jesus, the resurrected Jesus Christ, came after him. And on the shore there, Jesus invites him back into leadership through love. Peter, do you love me? Jesus asked. Yes, Lord. You know I love you. Feed my sheep. Why do we shepherd? We shepherd because we're loved by Jesus. We shepherd because we love Jesus Christ. And out of the overflow of that love, we shepherd as broken sheep alongside other sheep. So first, lead among.
Lead among, lead in community. Listen to him as he continues to draw out this among you language into verse 3 and 4. Not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the unfading crown of glory. Not domineering, dads, moms, husbands, wives, co-workers, elders. Not domineering, not above, not over, in an among place. We have a phrase here at New Life that we like to say, character over competency. Character over competency. As Americans, we typically like to reward and place into leadership people that have flash and pizzazz, that can hold a camera well for a little while. It seems like presidential debates, they're just won by who's more entertaining. In the church, you reward someone with a great voice, or they teach super well, or they just have flash and pizzazz and charisma. No. God's really not interested in our celebrity. He's interested in a humble character that is a part of the family of God. Not as an individual looking out for self. And Peter's going to say that path leads to anxiety. There's peace in a surrendered place with God as your Father and the family of God around you. Make sure, leaders, to lead among.
Thanks so much for listening. We pray that God touched your heart in that. And we know that he is faithful in using his word through the power of his Spirit to grab hold of us. So we pray that God had a word for you there and that you step forward in faith in what he has for you.
One of our prayers for all sermons is that if you hear something specifically from John or I, just us, may that decrease, may you ignore it. Our prayer is you'd hear God's voice in his word. He genuinely is speaking. And if you'd like more of the sermon, follow the link below. It will take you to the full cut of the sermon. And with that, we say, God bless you.